And nothing about diet. I love this when a medical doctor says, nothing about your diet can affect diseases. This is a person that needs to surrender their degree and go quietly away and find a job somewhere in an office somewhere, maybe being a bookkeeper. Because this is insanity. And any medical doctor would think that. He doesn't deserve to be a medical doctor. This is chemistry, boys. This is chemistry and physics at work, and you can't run and hide. And what's interesting is allopathy went down the protein. You need protein. You need protein. Protein is the very thing you don't want to do if you have cancer. Let me tell you, this is all acidic, high nitrogen foods. You'll never overcome it with this sort of thing. You want to get to your fruits and vegetables, and particularly fruits, because they're astringent. Why would astringents be so important? Or what system is involved in cancers? The lymph predominantly, except for a few blood cancers, but most leukemias are created from the lymph breaking down your bone marrow and spleen. And then, of course, a lot of leukemias are created from the use of chemo. We get a lot of people in here that got leukemia from chemo. I have this beautiful little girl's picture here. Maybe I'll show it here to you. And this is just one of millions of kids. This is a little girl here that 10 years old. She had childhood leukemia. Children are much easier to deal with leukemia because they're in a growth stage, and they gave her a chemo, of course. She started blistering and going up, so they gave her steroids, and it's like push pull, and of course the little girl died, typically, and it's like, this makes me want to throw up. It does not have to happen. And then yet they promote themselves as being the great ones with the white coats and the stethoscopes. I tell you something, wake up, guys, if you're listening to this, because you're in a situation where you must gain knowledge and learn what we're talking about and save yourself. Because this is a serious problem, and now the kids are full of cancer. Why? What's genetically being passed down the pike here in most lines that are creating these problems? Let's go back to the system most cancers are in, the lymph system. What do you think we're passing genetically? Weak kidneys, weak adrenals. How many people have low blood pressure? How about the kids? Extremely low blood pressure. Neurologically, their autonomic nervous systems are shot at birth. And then we give them anesthesia, we give them some neurotoxic vaccines, and then they go into ADD, ADHD, they go into convulsions. I mean, what are we doing to our people for the sake of health? We're lost. The human race is lost. And if you don't wake up, the termination of most people, maybe that's the goal with the World Health Organization. But if you want to live, I suggest highly you learn the rules of the road. You learn the rules of nature. You learn the rules of the body, the rules of chemistry, the two sides of chemistry, the fact that acids is the corrosive side of chemistry. You go to any chemist and he'll tell you that. Most chemists know what cancer is easy, and I gave you one in part 1 about a CNN doing a special on cancer. Look it up. They probably have it where you can Google it. All boils down to one major fluid and one side of chemistry. That's the lymph fluids and the acid side of chemistry, and that's where you can find the bulk of man's pain and suffering. Change your diet, change your intake of chemistry and physics, and the whole thing turns around on you. Yes, there are symptoms in detox where you get congestion, you get mucus out, tumors disappear, aches and pains as your body's rebuilding tissue that's been damaged. But you can't rebuild tissue in an acid medium. You can't get healthy in an acid medium. Why would you give more acids to a person? That should be criminal. You prosecutors need to start prosecuting the use of chemotherapy. Judges are forcing children to take chemo. That little boy that survived, he only survived because of the natural products that he was taking. And I'll tell you this. You know, there's this big deal that we are low on the supplies of chemo, that people are needing this vital life-saving drug. Are you serious? That's propaganda. That's lies. There's no such thing. This isn't Jesus juice. This is serious, serious trouble. This is an acid that'll rip your cells apart in your body, and we belly right up to it. Hey, give me a dose of acid. Well, people do it every time they drink a Coke or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or a soft drink. Those are cellular acids, about 3 pH, most soft drinks. And that's the kind of acid that'll destroy cells, and yet we want to give them something more like hydrochloric acid or closer to battery acid. You know the classic name for chemo in nursing? Drano. Huh, why? Because it has that effect. How many people do you know that when they went into an artery down here that you saw the collapse of that artery or vein mainly, see the collapse of that? Right down to the brachial and down. So now we don't do this anymore, do we? No, we go right into the aorta. Yeah, we go right in there. You know, this stuff is insane. This man has to wake up from this barbaric, dark agey type of thinking and start realizing what health is really about. And then you can regenerate your children, because if you want to have a healthy downline, people have to start waking up to genetics and how we remember cells genetically. How do we increase the awareness of a cell that thinks itself genetically weak? In labs, we're going crazy looking for genes and this bad gene and that bad gene. We could get rid of a lot of money going that way, because we already know it's simpler than all of that. It's so much simpler than all of that. And yet we put a lot of money to research that has no yield to it. Very few yields to it. What do we got? Chemo and toxic drugs? I mean, this is insane. Just look at the news and look at the advertisements about pharmaceuticals. I love the ones where this drug, like Imbro, all these drugs causes lymphomas and strokes and heart attacks, but you need it. You know, it's like, oh, are you serious? This is how apathetic, this is how numb most of the humans on this planet are. I know the people that are smart here that go, whoa, no way. Bad drug, you see this all the time. But FDA, no problem, we'll let this drug on the market. If you have a kill ratio of, you know, maybe 10 people out of 1,000, that's acceptable. Is it really acceptable? Would it be acceptable that my herbs kill 10 people out of 1,000 who use them? That wouldn't be acceptable, would it? As a matter of fact, I'd probably be going to jail. Now, why would pharmaceutical companies not be going to jail? Massive killing. Now, you know how many lawsuits a pharmaceutical company has at any given time? Thousands. You know, it's amazing. It's just amazing when you wake up what you're going to see. So if you have cancer, any kind, lung, bone, liver, most of these cancers are not difficult for your body to clean out. Not in terms of cancer, the disease, but when you're breaking down your body with acids, wouldn't it make sense that you remove the acids, not add more? That's pretty common sense. So you got to get some common sense in there. I've got to run. I've got an appointment. I apologize that I can't ramble on with you, but it's important that I'm coming. It's important that you learn the truth and that you take care of yourself, because we're a love channel. We're about love. We're about God. We're about health and healing. We're not about diseases and the negative side of life. So I hope you enjoyed these videos. I'm a little strict with my focus, because we've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of great, beautiful people succumb to this aggressive acid chemotherapy machine. And we've gotten complacent. Oh, I guess there's nothing else. You know, that's all I have. Well, start breaking away from allopathy and start opening up the world of natural health. It's huge. It's so much bigger than modern medicine, it's not even funny. That's alternative. We're not alternative. Alternative is when you have, it's something new. Traditional is something that's been around since the dawn of time. We're traditional. We're God people. We've been here since the creation of creation, and any animals have used herbs. So this is traditional, not alternative. A slick little change of words. If you can't find remedy in health, then by all means go to the allopathic community. But don't go to the allopathic community first. That makes no sense, because then we have to fix you up from what they did to you. And it's like, yeah, that's more work. And so we hope you do well. And please listen to these other videos and enjoy our video line here. It's all for you. It's all for you to get well and get your health in your own hands. I'm here to empower you, to make you strong, to get you healthy. And that's our focus. So thank you so much, and you have a great, great day. And get your health in line here. There's nothing any more important than the health of your body to enjoy this planet. So thank you very, very much, and I must run. Thank you. Bye-bye.